What's up, boxing family, and welcome to another video. It's an honor and a privilege to be able to present this content to you. I thank you for your participation, for your comments, for your requests. Keep them coming. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. Hit that bell notification. Keep those likes coming and all that good stuff. And I'm really working on trying to get more of these videos out over a short period of time. This work schedule is crazy. I just have everything in the world to do, but I'm not here to whine about it. It's life. But I'm making it a point to set aside more time to where I can get more of these videos out and just keep the content coming. So that's my goal, and there you have it. The fight I'll be covering in this video is going out to Jack Roberts. I thank you for this request. And the fight he wanted me to cover is Derek Chisora versus Chris Arreola. He wanted to get my thoughts on that. And my thoughts on this fight is slug fest, brawl, war, an outright fight. I mean, both of these guys just come in the ring throwing bombs. I mean, they're there to get you out of there. I mean, these guys don't waste any time. They get straight down to business. If this fight went to a decision, I would be very surprised. I really would be. I mean, both of these guys are tough, and both of these guys are throwback heavyweights. And in my opinion, these are the type of fighters who should get more press, who should get more credit. Because both of these guys, they'll fight anybody, they'll fight anywhere. They're just there to fight. So they're part of a dying breed. They really are. I mean, this is just the boxing era full of divas, with all due respect. These fighters are more divas than fighters. And I hated to go there, but you know I'm right. And it's okay to fight for money, but the legacy is important. I can go on and on about that. You'll hear that several more times. And so I really love this fight. And I wish that these guys would have fought at some point. And it's not too late. It really isn't. And I love this fight because both of these guys have fan-friendly styles. Although my preference is tactical fights, I love a slugfest just like the next man. So who will win this fight? I look at both of these guys as basically the same fighter. They both come to brawl, to slug it out. Both of these guys have great power. But Chisora seems to be a little more powerful, a little more durable, stronger, and he seems to hit hard. I'm not for sure, but just judging off of what I've seen from both of these guys, he seems to hit harder. Both of these guys have great chins. I'll say great. Both of their chins are on the great side, and wow. And this is really those fights that can go either way. I'm not trying to take the easy way out, and I'll come to a conclusion, but it's just one of those fights that could go either way, depending on who lands first and who lands clean. It's just the way that it is. Who can reach the target, okay? And a lot of fans have been down on Chris Arreola. But one thing I love about Chris Arreola is when he's on it, he's on it. When he's there to fight, he's there to fight. And when he's in shape, he's in shape. I like the way he dropped Andy Ruiz in their fight. I wish they would have ran that fight back. But Chris Arreola is definitely one of those fighters you never want to count out because you never know what he's going to bring. He's one of those guys that will surprise you. So I like the pressure from Chisora. I mean, the guy is always on top of you. The guy is always in your face. Maybe that makes him susceptible to some counter punches. It really does. So who wins, who wins, who wins? Help me out with this one. Help me out with this one. And Chisora is bigger. I believe he's bigger than Arreola. And as I said, the strength factor, the power factor, the pressure fighting factor. So, wow. I'm having a hard time with this one. I really am. And I'll just say that the fans win. No matter who wins this fight, the fans win. It's going to be close. it's going to be close. I said that I'd be surprised if it went to a decision, but if it did, I wouldn't be surprised either. So it's just one of those fights that are truly a pick'em fight that could go either way. It's an unpredictable fight. Both of these guys are unpredictable, and both of these guys have enough power to end the fight early. They have that fight-changing power. And these makes for the best fights, those fights where you truly don't know what's going to happen. So I'll just say that it depends on who shows up to fight, who shows up to win, who can land clean, and just who wants it more. It's one of those situations of who wants it more. Chisora may be just a tad bit more skilled. He has a better jab from what I can see. So, wow. I'm going to go with Chisora by a close decision. Maybe a controversial decision. Might be one of those decisions we're debating and arguing about, which is always fun. So, yes. Let's go with Chisora by a close split decision. Those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think. Bud and Spence, come on. Just as the title says, Bud and Spence, come on. Now, I'm pulling for Spence in this fight. I'm a Spence fan, but unfortunately, he seems like the one holding up the fight. Now, of course, we don't have all the facts and all the details. But if Crawford has agreed to take lesser money, then sign the contract, make the fight. It would be a travesty if this fight is not made this year. The fans have been begging for this fight for about 3 to 4 years. And at some point, you guys have to consider the fans. Come on, Spence. Come on, Bud. Get it together. Find a way to make this fight. And if any of the promoters are standing in the way of this fight being made, shame on you. Shame on you. Does the fans even matter anymore? Does the fact that we're the ones buying the fights, that we're the ones contributing viewership, I mean, we're supporting you guys. You guys make your money off of us. So why wouldn't you make the biggest fight in boxing right now? Why wouldn't you do it? Come on. Forget about the stinking O. Forget about being undefeated. True boxing fans don't care about that. And we will show you support, and we will show you love, whoever wins or whoever loses this fight. We will show you love. We'll show you support. And I'd rather you take a loss and make the biggest fight that can be made instead of avoiding each other just to hold on to that O. I'm so tired of this. And anyone who knows anything about boxing or even care about the sport doesn't care about the O. Too much of boxing is geared towards the casuals. And if the diehard fans have dropped the ball in any way, we need to pick the ball back up. The diehard fans need to take the sport back over. We need to support the sport. We need to buy the fights that matters. Well, I have mixed feelings about that. They need to stop putting meaningless fights on pay-per-view and charging an arm and a leg for it. That's just my opinion. No disrespect to anyone. I'm not trying to stand in the way of anyone's money. But make these fights. Make this fight for November. The waiting game is over. The build-up is over. November of this year is the time that the fight needs to be made. Stop messing around. Stop playing around. There's no sense in going to fight other people when this is the fight that the fans want to see. Come on, fans, put more pressure on these promoters. Put more pressure on these fighters. Now's the time to stop debating money. And I'm talking to us fans. Now is the time to stop debating money. It's the time to stop taking sides. And it's the time to stop being a fan of the particular fighters and start being a fan of the sport. Okay? This fight is what the sport needs. This fight is what the fans want and desire. You know, so stop being wannabe managers. Stop debating money on behalf of any fighter, because we're not getting any other money. Why should we care? Why should we care how much money the fighters are making? Now, I want them to get what's fair, okay? But at the same time, that's for them to work out. We don't have anything to do with that. That's really none of our business. Make the fight. It's a fantastic fight between two fantastic fighters. And it's a sin and a shame that they either can't make this fight or that they won't make this fight. And the cash cow model is killing the sport. You know, you all are milking these fighters for everything you can get out of them while leaving the fans wanting, while leaving the fans desiring. Come on. It's about the fans. Or at some point, it should be about the fans. So I don't get it. I don't need a lecture about the business side or the political side. I really don't care. If they really wanted to make this fight, they can make this fight. And this fight would do big numbers. I'm not buying that the fight doesn't make financial sense. I'm really not buying it. Do you know how many fans would pay top dollar for this fight? So whoever is holding up this fight, shame on you. Shame on you. Because it's a total disregard to the fans. It's a total disregard to both fan bases at this point. I don't care if you're a Spence fan or a Bud fan. Both fan bases need to get together to assure that this fight happens. And then someone's gonna mess around and get injured in training, some other nonsense. Make the fight. This November is the time to make it. I mean, what do you really have to lose besides a stinking record? If you show up and you perform, you'll get more respect than trying to preserve an O. I'm so sick of this era. I don't know. Not enough can be said about it. I'm tired of going on and on about it. I'm sure you're tired of me going on and on about it. So please let me know what you think and just hear me out. If you like the channel, please share, promote, and subscribe. I would really appreciate it.